By the current version, there's many ways to do that.
Hello,
friends.
Oh.
Okay,
You
bye.
play what?
Well, I mean, she's listening behind me. She's not.
Yeah, I know. I'm being a goober.
Okay.
We was doing Archipelago.
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 Is it just have a bunch of games that it can work with?
Yeah, there's let's see. I need to get to the page and then I can link it. I've got too many windows open.
20 or something games.
Also, we totally bought a PlayStation just for Baldur's Gate,
Oh,
but now I have my hardcore, so
hell yeah.
Oh,
I have God of War.
Oh yes, absolutely. When I was setting
those,
boy.
Well, no, it's no longer boy. No longer boy.
Man.
Adolescent.
Actually, one of the most poignant scenes in that entire game is based around his name. So, yeah, that one got me.
One of the most poignant things in the first game was based around going from boy to Atreus.
Yeah. I was setting up the PlayStation with the new TV over the weekend because I haven't used it in a while, and it kind of like the thing went to sleep and then like got screwed up because I got turned off properly. So I had to like go back and like reset a bunch of things on it, and I realized I only have one game on it, and that's God of War. Yeah. So I need to. Although I want to hear how you guys think the couch co-op is, because we'll probably get Baldur's Gate on it to continue our game. Because at the rate we're playing, we will our co-op will be going well into next year. So
Yeah, and the game, it's pretty cool. They let the save files at least go cross-platform.
yes, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
very
You
convenient thing about it.
can't. The save files go cross, but you can't do cross multiplayer.
Right, you just have to go between them completely.
Which is okay.
I saw that there's a feature that they're putting in where it's basically like tired of having people's people's multiplayer characters hanging around your game when they like are not playing with you anymore. It's basically it's basically Wither's
Closet.
Lost companions.
I love that. He was like, get in my closet. That was great.
Yeah.
Is that the same Withers from Tomb of Annihilation?
Oh,
Yeah, it would be.
I bet you it is.
Yep.
That would make sense. I had some other thoughts about what it might be. There's a few things I'm still guessing as to their true identities, and that was one of them. But I had forgotten about Withers from.
Oh yeah, I'm looking it up.
Withers is very much so a extreme side character in TOA, but like,
Didn't we ran into him, right?
Yeah, we ran into Withers.
Yeah. I'm gonna look this up.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
D&D.
Yep. Ladies.
Be good.
because like purely as written, there's a really solid chance that players just don't run into that guy because he's like running the behind the scenes of the tomb.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Oh, this dude.
I don't think it's the same.
Yeah, he's basically the DJ of the tomb, but like he doesn't do much.
Yeah, it may be coincidence, maybe it's the same. I don't think they match up 1-to-1, but
It would be funny if Larian was like, oh, okay, we've got this concept for a dead guy. Withers, that's a really good dead guy name. And they just like totally like.
I think it has. I
looking over
don't. There's no way that it's not Quinn, or like that it's just Quinn. That's.
Yeah, I would say there's no way it's coincidence. If they did the name Withers, the like Wizards of the Coast like team that was working with them would have been like, oh, we have that character already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, and this could be just because of the way Scuzz played it, but the personalities seem to line up too.
Gosh, I don't fucking remember that at all. There's no way.
He was kind of verbose and snarky.
Okay, yeah, that
that's
narrowed
how
it
it's
down.
supposed to be.
yeah.
Wait, I don't think. Did I have the? I can't remember if I have the book. I have.
For Tomb of Annihilation? I don't.
I could go look at it. Okay. Point being, we got some D&D to do. Let's play that D&D.
I lost
they
the
say
game
about
yesterday for
doing
this,
that
just so
dungeon?
you know.
Again,
Lost it
refer
so that you
to
could
previous GIF of
Blew it in the shootout. Anyway,
Oh, it was a shootout. Well, at least it was close.
it was very close. Anyway,
Alrighty. So as a quick summary from last time, it was a jam-packed session where you all wrapped up your preparation for the lovely show that you were putting on for Endlin Moongrave at the in her theater, and after getting fed lines, if I remember correctly, the play ended up being about a group of people who were trying to get pie ready for a group of raiders, Viking raiders who were outside the gates, and then
yeah, sounds about right.
the pie was poisoned, and then through some accidents and kitchen mishaps, most of them died, or most of your characters died on stage while Voda left because they were the cowardly noble.
die.
Yeah. This, of course, culminated with Endlin flying down onto stage using her gyrocopter and landing in front of everybody, and that is when you sprung the trap, bringing up the prop moon with Glister behind it, and the elf in the sun mask getting obscured by the prop moon was enough to provide the eclipse needed to be able to successfully kill and defeat Endlin Moongrave. in the fracas that ensued afterwards, you were all worried that all of the Darklings, her little minions, Endolin's minions, would jump you, but instead, the army of the Chorids and the Brigannox all arrived just in time, bursting through the doors and climbing up the cliffside, charging through the Grand Mineral and the chief of the Brigannox. I would actually say that he probably rides in. I forgot about that. There's the chief of the Brigannox who rides in on the back of the donkey, with the house on the back of the donkey. So,
Oh yeah.
commanding his donkey steed, his donkey mount. They fend off the Darkling minions that you can focus on Endolin. In the middle of the fight, though, you get a third-party intrusion as the warlock of the of League of Malevolence butts in and basically realizes that they can take over the possible seat of Endolin now that there's this whole fight. Ends up that Skyla joins in, but Endolin gets crushed, turned to dust under the blows of your attacks. And finally, there's some scuffle with Skyla. 2 spiritual weapons are summoned, flying around, bonking things, hitting people. Yeah, Zug decided to turn into a giant ape via polymorph, and
Down B.
yeah, and in doing so, basically went kind of full ape mode and chased after Skyla, figuring out where they were after they turned invisible and dashed across the arena, and gave her the pink mist treatment, squashing her and turning her into nothing but viscera. As
Using the two spiritual weapons that were up.
weapons. And now, with nothing but basically the crushed body of Endolin and the crushed body of Skyla on the ground, there's a poignant pause in the combat as the rest of the Darklings are being routed by the Chorids and the Brigannox. And I think the first thing that we pick up on here, I mean, we got the big ass ape, monkey. But one thing I want to check on, you polymorphed yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. So something I need to check on is, let's see.
If it's about mental stats, I have the mental stats of monkey.
Exactly. So, this spell
Also in the game,
What's
your
changed?
mental stats.
No.
Hey, Zug's very intelligent. All right.
Yeah, we're not talking about
I'm
stuff.
You know what? Fair enough. Have a
here's the
nice
thing.
day. Oh, legend. 7 intelligence.
Well, I'm glad this combat went in the way that every single one of us is in complete accordance with.
Is there an end to that sentence, or?
Yes.
That was it.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
glad.
Okay. So, as the combat ends and the sound of scuffling echoes around all of you, you look over to Zug Ape, where, you know, this is kind of, I think Zug's Ape is a little bit more draconic-like than others, where you have some scales, like some kobold scales on it, like the ape tail is a little bit more whip-like, like the kobold tail and stuff like that. And as combat is technically over, Zug, I need you to roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
These
Let's
are
go.
fine. As monk.
As Monkey.
Does
Oh,
Voda
monkey.
get to preemptively work off some steam?
8.
Okay. So, yeah. Basically, you guys watch as... What would you... In Zug, you can tell me in monkey form. What would monkey do now that the monkey has, gotten rid of its targets? You're not like, you're not looking for a fight. It says that you still get your whatchamacallit, like you still have your your personality and things like that. But yes, you do lose your mental statistics.
It's like thinking very slowly, like I'm behind like a 56K modem, you know, trying to connect
here's
to
the thing. Polymorphing yourself here, Mr. Zug.
Yeah.
You're in this spell for an hour.
Yeah, unless I can drop it. I don't know
Nope.
how that works.
You can't.
Okay, well, that's
concentration on polymorph.
Well,
I'd have to remember
It is
how
technically
to.
concentration.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the issue. So that's the other thing too. It's like you polymorph yourself. It's like there's some weird rules with it. You can polymorph yourself, but it's the mental statistics that actually, to me, are mattering here. Where you, as a monkey, may not want to not be a monkey right now. You know, which was
Yeah, it's, I think actually, to put this into the current situation, as Monkey Zug, I am riding the high of just defeating 2 enemies who are encroaching on my tribe, or what would it be? What is a
Yeah.
group of
Oh,
apes?
I would
doing the
definitely say,
gorilla spin.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's your pack, you know, and like you probably
Yeah.
turn around and with a big monkey grin on your face, just like, yeah,
No,
and,
it's
like,
definitely,
you're just stoked.
it's definitely like beating chest, and I'm gonna start climbing. I'm gonna start climbing up into the rafters.
All right,
And
Voda,
just,
you
like,
can do what
swing around.
would you like to do.
A troop.
Troop.
Monkeys,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
so,
doing the-
and actually,
the monkey
because
spin.
we just finished a play as a troop, so
Yeah.
you know, it's perfect. But yeah, I'm doing just like the gorilla on, I don't know, gorilla on ketamine going around.
Oh,
this place,
you also
just-
still have like I would say also with in your monkey form. I know it says like your items and stuff absorb, but I want to imagine that you have the goofy wizard hat on still from your failed like
Oh yeah.
your goofy wizard hat, just like tiny little
The red
thing
hat.
plopped on top of the giant ape's head, and then you also have like the tattered robes still kind of just like a small cape almost on the back of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Voda,
So I think being lost in this is good. Yeah, I'll be kind of doing my thing.
Voda, what is your preemptive steam that you'd like to blow off? Because as far as you see, Zug is now he is just hanging from these rafters and like basically starting to literally monkey up the basically the stage
Would-
light structure and stuff.
Would I know the difference between his like druid shapeshift and polymorph?
Give me a Arcana check with advantage.
Ooh, advantage. Neat.
You do, because you are a druid. You would understand, knowing now the powers that you have, you do understand that there is something different. This is beyond what you would expect somebody of Zug's advancement to be able to do with druidic wild shape abilities. You know this is, and also I think you would also in the middle of combat, even though you may not have been fully paying attention, there's a somatic like vocal somatic component to polymorph.
Oh
that
yeah, I
is-
would have been yelled out as I.
yeah, like form of ape or something. But something, yeah,
Okay.
something
Wonders
to that
of powers
extent where you would
activated.
see. Let me see with the polymorph. It is a vocal somatic material. He fucking munched a caterpillar cocoon or something like that for some.
That's on brand.
It's niche, but you know.
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
All right, so Vodo, knowing now
I
that
will-
this is a spell that has taken hold of him.
I will just quietly seethe, realizing that he's not probably quite going to listen anyway.
Okay.
I
So
want to bonk him with the fucking moon in his hand.
That's right, because I still have the spiritual weapons on me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like carrying them.
Oh wait, who has that? I forget. Whose is the other spiritual weapon? Is that Velka's?
Son.
yeah, Smelkos.
Okay. So, I mean, do you want to, Nutmeg?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I want
making
to
a-
fucking bonk this dude.
making an
Like,
attack
we
with it.
defeated him, and they were gonna be like, ah ha ha, you defeated me, darn, damn it. Gosh darn, now I got a sheet, but instead there were fucking mist on the floor.
Yeah, there literally is just like that moon's face is just completely it's Pulp Fiction
Oh,
status.
Jesus.
Oh
It's
no.
Painted red.
Backseat of the car.
Yeah, it's the backseat of
Yeah.
the car. Okay. Give me the spiritual weapon damage. So 14.
Or
I can't
15.
math. 15. All wrong. 15 force damage as Monkey Zug, hanging from the stage rafters, suddenly one of the spiritual weapons, I can't remember which one was whose, but
The moon.
the moon.
Mine
Mine was
is
the
not
sun.
Nutmeg is the moon.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Nutmeg's,
I had the
Nutmeg's
fucking
moon
Majora's Mask ass moon.
goes suddenly in your hand, Zug. The moon whips out of your hand and just clocks you across the jaw. You hear like you all hear like bone crunch, and there's confusion from the monkey.
I'm gonna grab the moon and I'm gonna throw it.
Okay.
I don't know how this
One
works.
thing here, though.
Just
One
puts him
thing here. One
as
thing
soon as
here.
you let go of it.
Thing here. Yeah. You can try to throw it. Yeah. You attempt to throw it, and it definitely doesn't go. It goes like a few feet, and then just stops. I need you to. Yeah, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
So it does do. You do have concentration checks in.
You are, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, with your intelligence, you can't. You're not with the roll that you currently did. So you're fine. Okay.
11.
Yeah, there's a moment of you see kind of like a little bit more of kobold form start to appear in the gorilla hanging from the rafters, but then gorilla shakes it off and it's fine.
I'm now obsessed with the moon. So I'm gonna try to throw the sun I have at the moon.
I'm just gonna at the same time use it. Oh no.
You have to roll to hit. Was that the roll to hit?
That was a roll to hit.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, that
That's
hits.
a 12.
The 12 still hits me. Yeah, AC is not high on a monkey.
Oh, that's.
You have to the spiritual weapon, not the spell
Yeah.
description.
Okay.
I missed.
Another the sun as Zug Monkey tries to throw the sun, it instead does the like thing where it drops out of your hand and then swings around and clocks you in the back of the head. Another Constitution.
I'm spinning now. I'm spinning monkey, like turning around up here on the rafters, which are probably creaking like crazy under my weight.
You,
So now I'm just reaching. I'm full on now obsessed with these two orbs, and I'm gonna be just trying to slap them for the next little bit.
okay, but you do need to give me another Constitution saving throw.
True. 14.
Yep. All right. So, is there anything else anybody else would want to do besides those who have the spiritual weapons up and going right now? You look around and just as a moment, you look around the stage, and you see that the rest of the Chorids have basically have now either like tied up. You see the other shadow, the Darklings all like tied up and tied up with the Chorid hair, or some of the ropes from the ceiling that had some of the lights and things hanging on them have now unwound themselves and have started snaking up and dropping down from the ceiling and just basically tying up and like giant snakes tying up and basically stringing up a bunch of the Darklings, just like grabbing their feet, grabbing their arms and hands, not killing them or like strangling them, but basically subduing them and putting them up in the air.
Is it sad that has to be clarified?
Yes. No. But it's good to clarify.
Yeah, you wouldn't want a League of Legends feat situation.
Yes, I do.
Peace.
They're tying them all up, and they're all wearing shoes, and they're just.
Yeah, and specifically shoes. They all got shoes on.
Those toad shoes.
What if it's Crocs just for the peep show, you know?
I saw a very disgusting. I saw a very funny but disgusting thing where. I don't remember what they're called, and we were debating this the other day. The little croc things that you put in the Crocs.
Oh, the pins?
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. They're like gibbets or something like that. I don't
Sure, why not?
know. Somebody 3D printed toes.
Oh god.
That could be put into the Crocs, so it looks like your toes are sticking out of the holes. Good shit.
Just hear Derpy in the back, like, oh.
Yeah,
no.
baby. All right. Argantal, the prime mineral, looks up at the angry ape and looks over to all of you and says, "What the fuck is going on? Is that one of yours?"
Language.
Rattle the can.
Speaking of, I go over to Kiwi, get the can, walk back over, and look at Glister and Stage Fright, and go, "You owe me one, and you owe me two."
Glister shrugs.
And then-
Rules.
Glister shrugs, takes out a coin purse because they didn't have any of their personal belongings taken from them, and says, "Oh, I'll pay for Stage Fright. No worries." And drops 2 copper in there.
That kind of defeats the purpose of the jar.
I ain't got no money. What do you want me to do?
I'm like, why is he from New Jersey?
That's where
I look over my
I'm
shoulder to
Carson
Nutmeg.
here.
I look over my shoulder to Nutmeg. You owe me one too.
Are you holding the can up to me?
I'm shaking it.
I'll put my hand. Oh, thank you.
No.
Zug, another Constitution saving throw for me.
Understand.
Alright. 21.
Oof, another 5 damage is bonked onto you, but still holding true.
Yep.
It's been now about like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's straight up just a slap fight up here, swinging around, chasing him.
Alrighty. Another spiritual, second spiritual weapon from Nutmeg for another 10. Another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that will
And
break
with
it.
that, so as they're just as Zug is just chasing these things, the moon sneaks up, goes from low to high like an uppercut, and just clocks him right in the jaw. And there's just a
The question is, does he keep his grip or does he fall?
Zug, give me an athletics check.
This time as me.
Yeah.
Athletic. Oh, 18. Not bad.
All right, so Zug, you're all of a sudden we just watch as the form of the ape just disappears, and hanging from the stage rafters above, you all see Zug with one hand barely hanging on to one of the magical lights. Moon's now still like the moon and the sun circling around him as 40 feet up in the air. Zug hangs above the stage.
It's like. Oh, fuck!
Language.
Okay. I flip a coin all from up here.
Plummeting down. Zug, I
It's a way
would
for me
like
to climb
you
down
to
here. Yeah.
once again. I would like you to roll with your stats now.
Okay.
Intelligence save.
Save?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot druids are actually proficient at those. It didn't matter.
Okay. your head is spinning right now. It feels like your brain's been rattled, whether it's from the assault of the moon and the sun or just the side effects of coming back from a polymorph spell. You don't really know. But the last 10 minutes are a blur. You don't know what happened.
Including the battle itself,
10 minutes is too long. Basically, I'm trying to think however many rounds it was. The last few minutes are a blur.
Going back to when I turned into.
Yeah, all you remember is casting polymorph with the thought of becoming a big ape, and that was with the goal of becoming a giant ape. And then after that, it basically your memory is just red.
So, yeah, kind of blacked out there. I will. Feeling like a nasty hangover type thing. I'll try to find my way back down to everyone else.
With that stunning athletics check, you're able to get both hands back onto one of these rafters, one of these pillars, and slowly shimmy your way down like you're climbing down a coconut tree. Just.
Oh, it's like the kobold claws just like screeching down.
Yeah, you get the cartoon. You get the cartoon thing where you see the curled wood shavings following his claws all the way down to the ground.
I will take in the fact that there doesn't seem to be violence at the moment. I take it we won.
Yes.
Hard glare.
Thanks to you and your violence.
Victory is a funny word.
I'll look around.
It's more like slaughter.
Zug, you look around and you got a good passive perception, so you don't even need to like actively look, and obviously it's quite obvious. Actually, no, because now that you're on the ground, this stage here is like 20. I think it's a good amount of feet up in the air, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so I wouldn't see the viscera pile.
Stage. Let me see. Oh, there's a.
Oh, the viscera comes in piles.
Entrance.
I mean, I kind of imagined it was less of in a pile and more spread around the
Against the side of it.
Oh yeah.
I think it was
It's
like
just the top
punched
of
into the side.
top of that raised stage is basically a mess.
And there's a pile of ash too, right? Which is
In the center, yeah.
In the center, okay.
Let's see. Where does it
I'm
say
going to
this?
dismiss the sun.
Okay.
All right, God.
I would love to do that.
Damn British.
Fulfill your duty.
Neon is more British every day.
Exactly.
Got
Let's see.
Curry Turco here.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It doesn't really describe it. I thought it did at some point, but okay. Yeah. All right. So there's the you don't know what's going on there though, Zug. So you can't really see up and above. However, you do see the pile of ashes like in the middle.
Well, it looks like we did good. Excellent. I'm sure I helped.
I'm gonna have Francois hit him in the back of the head.
Okay, rolling it. Just like an attack or like a slap.
No, just a smack.
All right, you hear Zug, you hear the as the tentacle inks its way through the cracks of the floor, pops up next to you, and then just
Why?
a wet slap on the back of your head.
Why does my head keep feeling like I've been hit 5 times?
Yeah, you start to see more birdies circling your head.
Yes, 5.
Celestial bodies circling your head.
What was that for?
You know, the 3 big ones.
No,
The
that was
sun, the
5.
moon, and the tentacle.
Zog, you look around and you can definitely tell that there is something happened.
The mood's not as celebratory as I'd expect.
The mood is I mean, you look around, you can see the Chords and the Briganox. They're all, as I said, they've subdued the rowdy Darklings that were in the theater. But I think the big thing that you see is like you look up the stairs and in like some of these like areas over here, and you can see like Hurley the Bugbear and some of the other actors who were backstage at the time, all standing there, and a few of them like have their hands over their mouth, like, you know, in a look of shock. And once again, it's hard to tell if they are if it's because of Endelin being destroyed, but then I think you follow their gaze to the
top of the stage,
the stage behind you, that's like at your back.
Follow the gaze, that's a pride parade.
Yep.
Heyo.
Let's go.
And again, can I see some of the splatter pile from here, or is it just?
No, you're too short.
Okay. Okay. I think I can figure this out. I probably did some things as a giant ape, didn't I? Some things that could cause even Burley to put his hand over his mouth.
You did.
Just putting it lightly.
No, you are a model citizen.
No, you
Well,
don't
I'm on
give
the verge of saying, "Gosh darn it, you guys won. I'm out," and then they like concede victory. That's how things work here. But now we got a cloud instead.
fine
Cloud?
red mist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still a victory.
I hit him again. This time I actually hit him.
All right. roll the press ball.
Oh, I don't
No,
think
misses.
that
I don't think that hits.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you can
15
tell
pieces.
Zug with after your little speech there, the ink tentacles next swing at you seems to be a lot more aggressive.
Not this again! I did what had to be done!
No, she surrendered.
Who?
Skyla.
Kind of both of them, I think.
Yeah, to be fair, we couldn't really let Endelin go, but
No, that had to
No,
be
he's-
taken care of.
I mean, she would have been like, "Ugh, I'm defeated, I'm slain," and then she would have fallen over comic-like, and then like Looney Tunes the way out. That's how she works here.
she would not have given up her position of power.
She needed to be removed. That was the whole
That being
point.
said, Skyla did not need to be slaughtered like an animal.
No. Here's the thing: like, animals they're killed in an industrialized, clean, mechanical fashion. That was straight up brutality. That was some
That
war
was
shit.
Yeah, remember that kid we saw like some number of weird Feywild ass time number of days ago? We were in the not Feywild. It was kind of like that. It felt icky.
Sometimes it gets icky. I know we had a good time convincing what was this guy's name? The other member of the Malevolence? The assassin dude. Not this.
to be
Was he an
fair, would
assassin?
Zug remember?
Zorak. I think Zorak, whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Or her,
Zorak.
her name.
That's right.
Yeah, his or her name. There's a difference. We talked with them. They clearly showed remorse, repentance. We talked with Skylar. She had no sense. There was nothing that would change her mind. Her surrender was a ruse, at best.
Yeah, both talk to her, like tossing her off the side of a building or crushing her into stone. Great talks.
The conversations before were very telling. It was enough. I have seen this before. Those sorts have no repentance.
To be fair with the pushing her off the cliff, people here usually just go yahoo hoo hoo wee and they fall into a river and they come back later. It's like that's fine, but like
You have to be able to read. You have to be able to read these people too, though. Like, yes, we could try to talk to her. She would do everything in her power to backstab, weasel her way out, and then find the rest of her malevolent group to cause us further pain or suffering down the line. She's a sociopath.
Yeah, just like the other League of
It's-
Malevolence member
Six ones
did.
to
You
no
know.
one.
I am not a sociopath. I do everything with the intent to the betterment of my tribe.
Does your tribe live here?
You are my tribe now.
And your
That's
tribe
very
doesn't want
flattering.
you to mindlessly
I'm
kill.
hurt and flattered.
This is the way it works. This is the law of the wild.
No,
I
this
don't
is
know
the
how
way
you cannot see
you
this.
work.
We are
None
not
of
in
the rest of us
violence.
chose your path.
This isn't surviving against some animals. These are people.
Even if you think this is the case, I was an ape. I don't remember the last 10 minutes.
Who voted on Ape? Raise your hands.
Unilateral decision,
Right?
baby. Austin wants to speak up.
To defend Zug. Interesting.
That
Oh,
he
and that he
wasn't
wasn't
fully
fully
aware. Well, if you can't control it, then you shouldn't use it.
It was still the right decision.
Was it?
Mm.
I did not feel as though we really needed
Perhaps there's a bit
weapons
more.
there.
Maybe a bit more intensely graphic than necessary, but the end result was required. I don't know how to explain this for those who haven't lived through this.
If you can't
When the-
explain your actions, how can you prove that they're the right ones?
Hard to explain to those who've never had to live in the world I have.
Well, we're not in
Kindness.
that world anymore.
Kindness to those who do not know it never comes back.
Then how do they learn it?
They can't. That's what I've been trying to say.
The rules here are not the same as the rules out there, and you're treating them like they are.
This is what the Feywilds. Law of the Wilds. This is where it originates from. All this rules. It's the nice part. The primal nature's still there. If you dig deep enough.
But that isn't what the rules that the denizens of this plane follow.
And Rosin has it right as well. It's easy to be looking back and being like, oh, that was too brutal, without seeing the alternatives. What would have happened if I hadn't?
She would have left.
That's
She was ready to like walk out of here and be like, you know what? I don't need to be queen or whatever she had said. She was like, you know what? I'm done.
Well, I do
And
not think that
by the rules governed here, she was done.
Endolin
she's
would
done.
not have been done. I guarantee that much. It is more the after that I am worried about. I think if you cannot control yourself in those forms, you should not use them.
Yeah, the other thing too, I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to explain, but Zug doesn't even know how he came out and stopped being an ape.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For all we know, you would have turned on us moments later.
I may not remember or have full mental faculties, but I recognize my friends and allies. Would never do such a thing, unless you provoke me in a way to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like,
Don't know how much that means to me at this point.
I just did what I needed to do to keep all of us
No, you
safe
did what
and
you
on the
sought
right
to had
path.
to do.
I
To be
did
fair,
what
he
had
did
to
it while
be done.
thinking he was as a monkey.
I
so-
still think it was the right choice.
I think Skyla would disagree.
That's the
Like,
unfortunate part.
Let's all step back here for a moment and remember that we're defending individuals or questioning the death of individuals who willingly and with great malice and forethought decided it was a good idea to take key components of people's existences away from them in exchange for admittance to a carnival. You know, we aren't exactly talking about, you know, the good people here, like myself.
This was the Skyla? I've forgotten her name. It's been like 3 weeks since we woke up from this play.
Skyla did not do such a thing.
Skyla was one of those working with them to cause this to begin with in the first place. She was one of the unrepentant.
We didn't give her a chance to repent.
Can you prove that?
You don't give someone a chance to stab you in the back.
It's fine.
What about the first?
They literally call themselves weak
He
millennials.
stabbed us in the back first, and then we had a good conversation. And they had the desire to change. You did not see that with Skyla or the others.
You didn't exactly give much time to see that either.
I had enough
How
time.
deep do your
No.
monkey eyes see?
If you don't remember, when what I want to say Zarakis, but that is different campaign.
Zarak.
Zarak. When Zarak surrendered, he had already stabbed us in the back. He surrendered, and then we changed his mind. Skyla just tried to surrender.
You don't
Could have
see the
changed her mind.
You don't see the difference. Rosin's right. Rosin sees it. She understands human nature, or fiendish nature, whatever you want to call this. I'm sorry. You're all just the naivety here. I'm sorry. It would have hurt us in the long
This is
run.
the exact same situation that we turned Zarak around in.
It is not at all.
It is. He tried to kill us. He surrendered when he realized he was outmatched. We changed his mind.
This was the second time Skyla tried to interfere.
Blame
The
us for a
first time we didn't
naivete.
even try.
But
We looked her
she
aside and
was
then
trying
knocked her off a
to
cliff.
take Andolin's place.
As the leader of this place, not as the leader of all of,
He's a tyrant.
You blame us for a naivete, but this realm is kind of ruled by naivete. Like everything, the things here are kind of playful. Maybe
Yes.
like playful isn't always good.
At the surface,
Convince a playful spirit what kindness is.
there's a deeper darkness beneath these playful. It's different. You have to see.
Not
This is
where I
not
live.
the playful one.
Remind me, where did you grow up again?
Was
I
it
spend
the
more
Feywild?
time. I
That
spent
sounds
more
right?
time in the Feywild than I spent on Faerun growing up.
And we've spent our whole lives. Well, we grew up. We learned base instincts here.
I was looking at you guys, just shaking my head. And the whole place has been taken by a coven.
They're still beholden to the rules. That is the law of the land. They can worm their way around it, but they cannot escape it.
And I subvert the rules with the rules of nature.
Even them,
This
however
house.
evil you say they are, didn't rule over bloodshed.
Yeah, you're right. Just child slavery.
Follow their rules.
I mean, are you listening to yourselves now?
Does two evils make righteousness?
Removing of an evil creates a space for righteousness.
Ooh, subtle.
And actually, Zug's looking angry. You've never seen Zug really angry, except for there was one time he got kind of upset. I'm trying to remember what that was now. But this is like an actual
Probably in
angry
the
and
same scenario.
very. No, last time
Yeah.
he was doing his best to console you, being like, "Oh, you know, sometimes bad things happen because there's bad people in the world, and that's just the way things go." And now he's just upset because he's seeing this as just like he's now seeing everyone as like through a veil of, as he says, like naivety. Like this is coming from like kobold culture where things are taken care of in a but much more direct fashion. That is the cultural shock right now, I think, that's causing him to be angry, not understanding why you guys are still angry, considering the right thing was done in his point of view. And at this point, seeing that there's nothing that's going to change minds, everyone's just upset, he's just going to double check real quick.
I think Rosin's on his side for the most part, right?
Yeah, that's why Rosin has been on my side. Because I think, and I was saying, is like Rosin's someone who sees through like as the investigator sees through the heart of things. That's why I've tried been, trying to integrate the typing into the conversation. But along that, but at this point, yeah, and that's there's like a brutal logic to it that is referring to as the law of the wild, and then that is just not translating.
I feel like Velka and Voda are also coming at it from a logical standpoint of the laws of the land that they are literally required to follow, like by magical force.
It's not.
It's
So
with
clarification. It's not by magical force. If you break those rules, that's nothing bad inherent happens to you right now. That's
It's also unclear how Skyla would have been beholden by any of
that's
that.
actually nothing happens to people. The hags enforce the laws of the land. The other people respect the laws of the land, and it's one of those things where it's like the rule of hospitality and all that stuff. They respect it, but it's a respect of those who are here. Outsiders.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that not
so
true
it
of the
used to be-
Feywild in general, though?
Okay, clarification. You've heard that it used to be enforced magically, but that was when Zyblina was in power.
Okay,
And
I
it's
thought-
also
I
goes
thought this was
back to
general Feywild stuff, like in general.
Generally.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it is in general, but it's actually it was mainly put into place in Prismere.
From the perspective of Velka and Voda, I think they would assume that things are magically enforced still, yeah?
Yeah, and that's why this is exactly what the conflict is because Zug is pointing out tyrants are in charge. It means nothing. Or rather, it's not the order and everything that you guys are used to. But it's there's an impasse now in this communication.
Yeah.
So I'm looking I am trying to find a specific form.
He's gonna make us fill out form.
No.
So, put my
Form
name in.
1055,
Imagine
ape splattering.
Like the Feywild has always been. Oh Jesus! I imagine from like the point of Nutmeg though, like the Feywild is kind of just like, kind of a cartoony ass land. Like all conflict is kind of like maybe even if you solve it through violence, it's still kind of like I've been defeated. Now I'll leave, and that's just like how it goes.
Yeah.
Captain Hook and Peter Pan.
And this is bringing a little bit of the more.
Yeah, it's the expected ending would
Law
have
of the
been like
Wild,
the expected ending to that fight from like Nutmeg and everybody else who was a Feywild person probably would be something of like a cartoony, and it's like a like uppercut finish, like oh no they've been knocked out, they're like you know, that type of thing. But instead, it was just like
They've been defeated, and there's
Oh,
like
this
stars
is
rolling
totally-
around their head, and their tongue
Oh.
rolling out. Like, aha, we defeated them. Now they're out of power
What was this,
somehow.
the online, like the early 2000s, like online cartoon. Fuck, what was it called? Like Happy Forest Gang or something.
Oh,
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 Happy
yeah, Happy Tree
Friends.
Friends.
Happy Tree Friends.
I
It's
have
sort
a
of
true
like
friends,
that.
God.
Yeah. It's
A little
100%.
something like
It's like, aha, we're fun little forest creatures. And then, like, fucking Zug, the shotgun wielding lizard, comes in.
Yeah, I bet you there was like one of the Chorids or like one of the like little goblins who was like the stage hand, not stage fright, but like one of like the goblin helpers just like vomited in the corner when it happened.
Yeah, they've never even seen blood in their entire life.
Yeah, I don't even know that people are filled with blood.
Well, it's an interesting
Yeah.
thing because it's like there's other, I don't know, it's weird because it's like this place has other brutal punishments, right? Like the Endolin would turn her minions into masks. You know?
Oh yeah, and that's the other point too. Is like we're just like gonna
Feywild is
gloss
brutal, but it's brutal in a fucking weird ass way.
right. And I would just like gloss over the fact there's child slavery that we just sort of were like, oh yeah, we can do hijinks to clear that, but that's still something really, really awful. But I think at this point, like maybe this is a little bit of a standoff-ish where we're just sort of like seething and staring. And I think Zug is just going to like drop shoulders, kind of. I did everything for the best, for the betterness of our group, our tribe. You are my tribe. I will do what needs to be done. I will leave for now, but think of what I said. Think about where we are, what needs to be done. We cannot go free Zyblina, hoping that prayers and puppy dog kisses are going to save the day. Things are going to have to happen. And at this point, Zug just looks really upset, having now again for the second time feeling outcast by his tribe, and is now going to just wander up some stairs and head off on his own.
Except this time, you started the decision. They didn't.
Are you saying that to me?
More or less. Like, if you hear me, you hear me. If you don't, whatever.
I don't say anything. I don't know what's up here. It looks like a dark wall.
Huh? No.
I'm up the stairs to the top
You're
left.
just gonna NPC into the wall.
Yeah, I was walking, bonk, bonk.
Skyrim
Oh,
bombs.
you go through the
Yeah, just stuck on
you
the
go through
terrain.
you go through the doors and you find yourself in a prop room, Doug.
Oh, perfect. I'll close the door. I'm gonna go curl up in this chest over here.
Okay.
It's a
You
mimic.
find for some
Oh shit.
through some magical through some magical purposes or something like that. Call it magic pockets. Somehow during the fight something got transferred. You find a key in your hand that was oh. No. So there is a chest over there. Different thing. So in here you see that it's basically just a bunch of props, costumes, things like that. There's there's once again a chest full of powdered wigs. This one, there's a 3-foot high plaster pedestal, and there's a small paper mache gargoyle. There's a big gilded throne with a velvet cushion on top of it, and then a small wooden cradle with a baby goblin doll inside of it as well.
Adorable. I'll go curl up on the giant purple cushion throne.
Okay. So,
And it's just like basically just kind of curled up and just it's what do you call it? Thinking back through the actions and self-reflection. That's what I was looking for.
yeah.
Throughout the actions of the last hour or so, and thinking through it over and over.
Back on the main stage, stage fright kind of he lets out a long just kind of oh, I didn't want to interrupt, but I'm gonna got some mess to clean up. Somebody get a trash bin. And he reaches around the corner and just gets like a little like a dustbin and a broom and walks over to the corpse of Endolin and just sweeps her up into a dustbin and like pours her into the trash can.
I'll take a small handful of the ashes. Just a small handful.
Oh yeah. You can take whatever you want. Whatever you want. You got it.
Yeah, I'll put that in my bag of like stolen ass shit.
I'm gonna
Pulling
actually,
back of larceny.
you're gonna actually smoke that at some point.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out Rosin has some points to make.
As a closing argument
Yeah.
from her perspective.
Oh,
Alright.
yep. Sorry.
Not fair to Zug, those interactions in Evil didn't come from nowhere. He was doing what he thought was best for everyone, us and the others stuck here, and it got a bit out of hand. It wasn't fair to Zug, basically, to say he's stuck.
It was the only plan he proposed.
So the
He didn't
chords,
propose it. He just did it.
the chords and the Briganox all kind of walk towards you all, and then the doors open at the top of the stairs, and you see another masked individual at the top of the stairs come bounding down and runs and gives Glister a gigantic hug as you see Gleam and a bunch of your other compatriots that have arrived here. So, big ol' hug from Gleam as Glister embraces them. You see the Amador, the Flower Knight, give a thumbs up from top of the stair as the Bumblebee perches on his shoulder. And the rest of your companions are all there too. You see the oil can, you see the Scarecrow, and they're just all happily just kind of looking at you, a little bit shocked and looking around what's going on. Right now there's two goblins vigorously with a mop, getting a mop and bucket out as they go to the raised stage and try to and are just getting up there and
I probably would have after Zug left, quietly gone over and just started prestidigitating the floor.
Okay, so you're up there with them, and as you're just prestidigitating the floor, cleaning off the blood. Boda, you do see that there is there's a staff on the ground. Got some gunk baked on it, but
I will, prestidigitate and then pick it up.
Yeah.
it
Nobody likes
is
a dirty staff.
It's a strange looking staff, and if there's a picture of what these things look like. Oh, I bet you there is. It's fairly nondescript looking, though it does have the top of it has some the top of the staff has a small little I would call it a skull carved into it, like a little silver skull at the top of it.
I would probably have, because Jacques would have probably come back to me, have him go onto the skull like he had been on Zug's skull. And then just come back to the group.
Yep. Oh, cool. Sweet. Okay. And you, but you pick up said staff?
Yes.
Alright, as you go back to the crew. The Prime Mineral looks around. The leader of the Briganox looks around. And the Prime Mineral speaks up.
Well, looks like we got everything. We got everything taken care of around here. What's next? I mean, Endelin's gone. We're gonna have to follow. I mean, excuse me. We might, Cords don't really have a home, but everything is safe now. We could actually move in here. Could be good. Could be good.
Could be good. Yeah.
I
There's also
think
a lot of
that's-
masks that need
Not a bad idea.
Masks? What are you talking about?
reparations. There's some goblin masks that need reparations repaid to them. They've been in a state for some time, it seems.
They look at you.
Show me to these masks.
I'll show you the mask area. Follow me, and I'll show them down.
Okay. Argantel follows you along, goes back to that that area.
While also explaining their condition.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, do chords have anything fun?
Hair.
They do.
The power of hair.
Hell yeah, fucking heavy metal hair.
Oh yeah, hair. Oh god, a chord hair band, hair metal band. That'd be amazing.
That'd actually be really cool to watch.
Right, because you could actually control it and like put a show on as your oh shit.
So as you communicate to them, Argantel, what it's all about, they scratch their head and their hair moving around.
Well, I think we'll be able to help out. We have a couple of the elders in our tribe that have some powers. You said that removing a curse solved the issue, or dispelling magic on it?
Yeah, remove curse did some effect. I mean, if you have anything, that's great. If not, it's just gonna take some time.
Also, I'm not there, but dispel magic.
Too.
Dispel magic also worked.
Okay.
Well, we got the means to do this. If you don't want to spend a bunch of time here, we can take care of it. It's good. We'll be the ones to fix this problem.
That would be much appreciated. It'd be a real drain on. I mean, I know I can do it. Maybe someone else in our group can do it. I'm not sure, but it'd be a great drain on me if I had to do it alone. I'd be very appreciative.
Yeah, so they agreed to take that job on. So the goblin masks will be reverted back to goblins by the Chorids.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also need to find an ogre love.
Oh, the giant guy.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh fuck.
Well, you've explored the majority of this place. The flower Amador comes marching down the stairs towards the remaining group that is here, and triumphantly puts his rapier into the ground as the bee starts buzzing around the stage.
Well, it seems you have done it. We are the Gleaming Glista. They are reunited, and well, I keep my side of the bargain. I will take you to the Palace of Heart's Desire, if that is what you would desire.
Yes, please.
Unless there's anything else here that you want to, loose ends that you need to tie up. We can get back inside the cart outside and we can go.
He looks
think I
around
would-
just for confirmation.
I think I would like to get out of here as soon as possible.
Someone should probably go get the lizard.
I kind of just like look between Voda and then like everyone else, and then kind of in the direction we're headed, and then sigh and nod.
Yep. Where are you heading? What are you doing?
I just pointed out that somebody should be going and getting Zug, and then don't move.
Someone should do it,
Probably
but
go
not
take
me.
care of that. No one moves.
Yeah.
Okay, Rosin goes, and Rosin will go to get Doug.
Up in the basement, showing chords. Yeah.
Eyes rolled at everybody, and then goes to get Zug.
I'm going to start
Great.
counting that for the jar.
You can't count eye rolls. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
If Rosin's coming up to find me, you'll
tried
find,
counting. It was weird. I thought it would be.
I was to find Zug sitting in that, like, instead of lying down, there's no sitting there, like thrown like. Look! Oh, you know what it is? It's the thinker. He's doing the thinker pose. Let me see if I can find it. It's a jet. You know, though, it's the famous the Rodon. Anyways, I will look up if Rosin comes by.
Yep. Okay, letting you know that that they're gonna head out to the palace next destination.
All right, pause for a minute. I'll just nod, get up, and start walking after her. And just as we're heading upstairs, I'll just look up or down or up. I'm not sure because you're flying, right? Either way, looking in the correct direction. I just say, "Thank you. Perhaps there's still hope." And then don't say anything else and just kind of follow along.
Okay. So as the group gathers up in the center of the stage, you see that the Chorids have come back from the mask room. Hurley is also there, the bugbear, right? Him and the other actors, they all arrive to basically just like the entire crew of Motherhorn is all out here. Hurley looks over at Gleam and Glister and gives a wave to Glister and Gleam, and they come over as well, where they're like, "I'll drag you through that door."
Yeah, it appears I'm stuck on the
stuck behind the curtain. Gleam and Glister, they say, well, we're gonna just stay here, I think. Once you have wrapped up what you need to do at the palace and solved all these issues, come back and find us. We'd love to go back to the Witchlight Carnival once things have returned to normal, but we'll help clean up here. We'll help reorganize. Hey, maybe even set up a legitimate performance here. It'd be fun.
We'll help them find their shadows.
Oh, yes! Gleam looks down to their, feet. They don't have a shadow. Hurley doesn't have a shadow. Some of the other goblins don't have shadows. And actually, as the cleanup was being done on the ground, the only thing that's left on the floor is a pair of really dark. It's a dark metal, almost like a black dark metal. Are old, ancient-looking shears, and we're talking about the old style shears,
like for cutting sheep explicitly.
Yeah. It's the one where it's just like the pieces of metal, like old shears. I'm just trying to find it. Like this.
If nobody picks them up before me.
No, I'm in the basement. Fuck it, you can have them.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick them up, go to the edge, and throw them off the cliff.
Where was it from?
It was just on the floor. It was you didn't notice it. It was definitely just like it was like under the ashes of Endolin. And as you throw that off the edge, after a few seconds, suddenly you hear like a weird. I want to say it's fart with reverb, but rewound. But it's something kind of similar to that. It's like it's a groaning noise, a really creepy groaning noise, but all wrong, all in reverse. As you watch coming down the stairs into that sound coming down the stairs into the theater stage. Shadows. It's like slinking down along the ground, like they're being sucked back. And you watch as you hear that noise, as they all rewind back and attach themselves back to the individuals that they were sheared from.
Hell yeah.
One side quest done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's one of her fun things that she likes to do. To shear the shadows off of people.
Doesn't sound very fun at all.
Yeah.
Well, for her, not other
Maybe up to you, yeah.
Yeah, me.
Hobby's a hobby.
A hobby is a hobby. So, as the party gathers back up, leaving Motherhorn to in the capable hands of the Chorids, Briganox, and the Witchlight performers who want to remain here. You and your companions, your guides, Scarecrow, the Oil Can, now Amador the Flower Knight, his love the bee, all gather outside on the road along the cliff as Amador points out a road or crag that wasn't quite there before. He says, "Look, that is where you need to go. It's so easy once you know the right directions." And I forget what are the animals that I completely blank on the animals that are pulling this thing.
It's an owl bear.
Oh yeah,
Just a single owl
the
bear
vegetarian owlbear.
with really bad farts.
Yeah, that's what happens with a vegetarian owlbear.
Why does every animal we get to pull something just have the worst?
I don't know. It's so weird.
Because every animal we have is for like moving, and you can't step on the gas without letting out some exhaust.
Yeah, letting out some.
It's the law of the wild.
So
Don't cover for him.
as everybody gathers up into the cart, the lightning still striking above in the towers of the Motherhorn, you turn the cart down the path that wasn't quite there before. Start moving off, away from Yon. As slowly but surely you hear the sound of the owlbear's paws change from that gravelly sound of walking on stone and dirt and rocks to walking on what sounds like just kind of pavers, so more of a hollow sound. You look down, and beneath you, you start to see that there's a cobbled road. And then looking to either side, you notice that you're on a wall. You are now high above the ground. The mist is still kind of surrounding you, but slowly but surely you begin to make your way along the fabled
Whoa. Hey, it's the whole place.
Yep.
I can't scroll to the left for some reason. Oh, there we go.
Making your way that way.
Interesting.
It was there the whole time.
Yeah, you
Weren't
passed
We
we?
saw it. We saw it when we arrived. Yeah.
saw it poking out, but as suddenly the mist begins to clear and you start to see towers looming up out of the sky in front of you, a twilit palace emerges dreamlike from the clouds that are surrounding it. There's a great marble tower ringed by delicate spires, casting its shadow over the rooftops below. There's another tower teetering nearby that seems to have been torn from its foundations and is held aloft by a coiled beanstalk. Monstrous vines cling to the palace walls, and they choke the promontory of rock from which this palace protrudes. Oh, you now also get a nice little view of what you see. The Palace of Heart's Desire.
Spicy.
No, we made it.
This is just a. Oh god, why did I just blank on the name of the game? Fuck.
Kingdom Hearts.
That's the one. Isn't this just a Kingdom Hearts level?
Kind of is Hollow Bastion. A little bit.
It literally straight up.
Yeah.
I told already Hither is Hitler.
We're in the MG now, boys.
I don't like the Bloodborne ass tattoo having two bitches in the top left and top right corners of this map.
Oh yeah. Eyes closed, eyes open.
It's probably fine.
Fandom wiki that.
Oh, scale! Look, there's a scale. We have a scale now in miles. Yay!
You always had a
I
scale
do
in miles.
like, but
Well, then I
I
never
do
saw it. I'm
like
dumb.
the dog in the dunce cap in the bottom left
Yes,
corner.
I just posted the picture of it to the Discord.
This campaign's had some great art.
Yeah, I was about to say that guy. Those dudes are good too.
Have we seen that windmill thing before?
No.
Oh,
I don't
the
think
one
we
up there
have.
that's like in the
Don't
mist.
believe so.
Yeah.
No. So there's a lot here where there's like areas that are just like lost on this map that are just basically more than what was in the other stuff.
The other thing that's interesting, if we think about how we got from thither to yon, we had to do some weird stuff.
No, you went from yeah. You went from hither. You arrived in hither. You went to thither, and then you ended up in yon. Yeah.
There was some weird.
From hither to yon, we ended up like in the real world where we experienced like real violence and real like politics,
real consequences. Yeah.
And then we went back to like the fucking fairy kingdom,
which is somewhere in the fog, in the mist.
Yeah.
So, Amandor chimes in.
That's still there.
And he's like, all right. I told you I could get you here. This is the Palace of Heart's Desire. Beautiful, is it not? Though it is in a bit of a state right now. This used to be Zyblina's, where Zyblina would take all of her guests who needed her audience, granting wishes to those that needed it, and advice to those who wanted it. But ever since the Hourglass Coven worked their treachery, this place has been frozen in time. Be careful in there, it's quite dangerous. And as he stops, as suddenly hundreds of birds burst from the canopy of the ancient forest below you and scatter in all directions.
Are we on like this bridge or this? Where
you're coming up. You're coming up from like
somehow we got
to
to there.
Yeah.
I want the world to know.
There's a eerie silence as the birds fly away.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's how they fly in the Feywild.
There's a enormous crash as moments later, a much more fearsome creature erupts from the woods, throwing tree branches, leaves, and debris into the air. A sinewy, pale green dragon takes to the sky and flies toward the palace. Its mighty wings carry it to great heights. And then once above the palace, it suddenly drops like a stone and vanishes from sight behind the palace walls.
Yeah, it just gets easier, doesn't it?
How often do we see dragons in the Feywild? What is this like a normal thing, or
your
like
bullywug, your bullywug friend, or the what were they? Not bullywugs. Yeah, bullywugs. The froggy boy, the froggy boy and the your scarecrow buddy. They both look at each other and they look back to the group. That's what destroyed the balloon.
Oh right, it's the Jabberwock. Yeah.
Holy shitting fuck!
I
dragon.
I rattle Kiwi.
Yeah, that's him.
That was two.
Not getting involved with this conversation, but looking at the castle and the vines, those big crawling vines up and around it. How it's kind of a maybe a silly question, but do they look natural, or like what can I glean from that as a druid?
Yeah, as you
looking at the plant
approach,
growth?
you can look down and see them next to the cart, wrapping around some of the wall that you're riding upon, as they snake their way up. Give me a nature check.
Do it, Mr. Druid.
Ooh, damn! I'm gonna roll.
As far as you can tell, they're natural. Though the big and obvious thing is that they are massive. They're bigger than any vines you've ever encountered. They are.
Talking about vines, right?
They're quite big.
Hentai coming out.
Is that what the
Are they like moving at all, or are they very static, as in like grown in, like an actual vine would be?
You only see them moving with what the wind does to them. So like the wind blowing back and forth, you see their leaves moving, but you don't see anything with just like looking at them and watching them as you approach. It's not like you watch them start to like move and grab other objects. They are fairly static, but they are still organic and move with nature.
Here are all these dirty minds here just laughing at it. Anyways.
The BGV.
So as you arrive at the outer walls here, your companions park the cart, and you can see
The
that.
meter running.
What was that?
Keep the meter running.
Yeah. Clapperclaw, who was obviously now quite shaken up, his elk head, kind of just going like looking back and forth and just, you don't mind? I think I want to stay out here. I don't think that I'm equipped to deal with a dragon.
To be fair, I don't think we are either.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think
Zug just mutters, we could be.
I think you're quite. I've seen what you could do. I think you're ready. I think you all can save Prismy. Be able to bring it back to its former glory. Find Zyblina. Get her out of whatever's happened. I believe in you all.
As far as we remember, she's being cooked in a cauldron.
Slowly.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible fate, as far as I know.
Have you ever been cooked in a cauldron?
He was close once. Somebody, there was an ogre that thought that I was that I was some sort of herb and tried to cook me in his soup, but I stabbed him in his foot and he let me go. I avoided the fate.
Seems like a nice resolution.
Did you die?
Did I die? No.
Yes, but I lived.
I
Um,
Those movies suck, but that quote.
Yeah, that was a good one.
some of
Those movies are pretty good.
Some of my cousins tried to make a hot tub
Reasons,
once.
but
It didn't go well.
Oh.
Did you put
I'll leave it
emphasis on the once?
Yeah,
I'll leave
we
it
did
at
a hot
that.
tub once. Singular hot tub. So, as the cart arrives outside, you find yourselves at the walls. Ivy clings to a set of silvery gates that are embedded in the palace's outer wall. You can see beyond it a luxuriant garden beyond the bars of these gates. The gates are 20 feet tall. They're silver-plated bars. And for most of you who are small, there's enough space to fit through them.
God
To
damn
all
it.
of us.
Except for Kiwi.
Oh, I think
You
we can
small.
easily squeeze through these bars. This is going to be easy.
I can
Every
cast
single one of us.
if we want to, I could cast reduce. I could do
Shit's
that.
racist.
Make it smaller. If that.
There go.
Looking at Kiwi. You want to be small?
Well,
Fine.
Well, as Kiwi approaches, putting your hand on the gate, you hear them creak as they swing open.
Problem solved.
Oh, you know what? That was easier than I thought it would be. To be honest.
You small folk are very funny.
Kiwi, as you push the gate open, you look down, and you can see that covered in some dust below your feet, embedded in the flagstone at the gate's entrance, there's a plaque. A small bronze plaque that has an inscription in it. It's written in... Wait, do you know...
I don't think so.
If you don't,
I think I
it
do.
looks like a very flowy and eloquent language.
I know Elven.
Okay. You look at it, Velka, and you see that it states the lion or the hart, and hart is spelled H-A-R-T, must wear the crown. But
That's
which
awesome.
one should it weigh down?
Penis.
Do you
I
read it
also vote penis.
out? Do you read it? Do you read it out for us?
Yes, I will read it out.
Well, a heart's a deer. I don't know if that changes anything.
I don't see any deer, do you?
You look
Only
I
past
don't
the
right
recall
gate.
here.
seeing any since we got here, honestly.
I do
I've
see
seen not
some
a lot of deer in
unlockable
the field,
characters.
So, yeah, as you Yeah, why is that one locked? That's weird.
There's 2 that are locked.
Oh, okay. No, I know why. So, as you read that thing out, you actually all hear, and you step through the gates, the scents of roses, cowslips, and hyacinths suffuse the vast garden. And as you walk through the gates, you see ahead of you a ring of standing stones rising from the beautiful flower beds. There are glittering streams dividing the garden and connecting with a large pond that is shaded by some beautiful willow trees. The garden is silent, save for the sounds of music and voices that are coming from a colorful pavilion that is right there by the front gate.
All right, guys.
I go and knock on the pavilion.
Yeah, it's open. It's you can see into it.
I find something to knock on.
Okay.
I was raised
Wood.
correctly.
Knock on the frame. Yeah. Like a classy person.
Very nice. About that. Wish my music would play. Oh,
It's playing on my side.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Oh, are you hearing stuff playing? Oh, that's why. I don't know. I need to reload my thing. Whoa! It just logged me out. Whoops. That's awkward.
Quick! The teacher's gone! We have 15 minutes!
God damn it!
Quick, start the timer.
I'm so slow tonight.
If the DM's not back in those 15 minutes, we can go straight into where Cyblina is.
We can legally leave this Feywild!
Legally leave.
Yeah, we can legally
beat
plane
the
shift.
campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want that one. I wanted the one that I was playing. The Moogle Beasts.
That reminds me, I found a fun roleplay idea earlier.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh.
God, Jesus Christ. All right, so as you step up and knock on the pavilion, you can see that there are quite the interesting individuals inside of here. So, 7 guests. One of them, a talking bear, lounge around a picnic table that is covered with an emerald green cloth and laden with cakes, teapots, teacups, and cutlery. 2 of the guests are motionless and silent, but the others are engaged in spirited conversation. At the back of the pavilion, you see a string quartet of badger minstrels playing delicate
fucking love
chamber
it.
music.
We
Fun
really
joke.
just hit the Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, we did.
Even
We're
more
just
so than
talking
usual, yeah.
We were just talking about like the nature of like naivety and brutality and rules in this land, and all of a sudden, well, now we're here.
Isn't the bear fucking a vampire though?
No. The
Is he fucking
bear,
another
the
beefcake
bear
druid?
is actually chiming up in this conversation and says, "But I think that you should apply the cream after the jam upon the scone." And then you
Oh,
see
so here I was thinking
another...
what to say is apply some like logical paradigm, but nope.
What is your opinion on cereal or milk first?
They all look over to you. Oh, and you see this woman or this man who turns around, and then surprisingly, the pumpkin that is on the table next to him also turns around and looks at you.
Jesus,
abnormal.
And the pumpkin responds. Their pumpkin responds.
What a wild question! That is not anything to do with scones, jam, and cottage cream. What do you even mean cereal, you crazy?
And the pumpkin starts to try to like hop over to you, its teeth bared, and the human who is sitting behind it grabs it, says, "Hey, Yamzu, cut it out. We're here to see Zyblina."
Your breakfast?
What was that?
Do you not have scones with your breakfast?
Scones are for tea time.
And breakfast.
Ah, crazy poppycock.
But tea time happens between breakfast and lunch, so I mean, you can
Oh, they used the P word on you.
I do like to have
Oh,
a
yeah.
cup of Earl Grey with my breakfast, personally, so it can be both.
One of the a woman.
Earl Grey?
It's
Sheesh.
a type of tea.
I know what it is, but like, really, Earl Grey?
It goes well with breakfast foods.
The you see
I lean over to Nutmeg. This is what they grew up with.
a woman who is sitting near the back of the
Moving
tent.
over here.
A woman sitting near the back of the tent. She chimes in. I for one also quite like Earl Grey. Then you hear next to her. You can see that she's sitting there. She kind of has a nice dress on, some foreign style clothing that you have never really seen before. It has like a lot of bronze clasps and different designs upon it. But sitting next to her is a absolute pile of parchment, and there is a quill that is just floating in the middle of the air, and is just scribbling down, and it's paused. And she looks to it and she says, "Dictato, you do not have to write down everything that I say. I wish that you would stop that. There's so much parchment everywhere." And you look next to her chair, there's like another huge pile of parchment just covered in inked words up like behind the chair. And look under the table, there's just parchment everywhere.
You should try giving it invisible ink.
She nods at you. Try not to speak too much.
Is dictato a potato that dictates, or
a dick potato?
Or a
Dictato.
potato that tastes dick.
The,
Or is it
Dictator.
just Hitler?
Back to Hitler again, I see.
No, it tastes hither. You're reading it wrong.
You hear a grinding noise as you see one of the guests stand up, and you notice that they are completely made out of stone. And he says, I am sorry. You see, it's not a potato or anything else that you were saying. It is just a quill. Might I introduce myself? My name is Lord Eld, from the world of Oerth, and well, we're all here waiting to see Her Majesty Zyblina, but this tea time has been occupying us, and our constant debating about jam and cream. But how long have we been waiting here? The others all look. The farmer with the pumpkin. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. We've been well fed and well entertained. Looks over at the badgers. But I'm not sure. We have good guests and good conversation. That's all that matters. These two were here though when we arrived. I don't know what's wrong with them. And he points over at. There's two other guests that are basically just frozen in place. One of them has like a teacup up to their mouth. The other one has a scone or some other sort of coffee cake in their hand and in the motion of taking it to their mouth. And there is even a crumb that is dropped off of it, like a piece of it, that is suspended in the air next to them.
Dude, I relate to these two at any given social function.
well, by the looks of it, they seem to be temporally augmented.
You hear a stomp from one of the guests who turns around and doesn't have a head. You see a headless dwarf who is just standing there, seemingly functional, and it waves at you.
Ah, wasn't me.
I wave back.
I wave.
Yeah, I'll wave as
It
well.
just keeps
What is a
waving.
head but an extension of your hurt box?
It just keeps waving, and then one of the this living statue, Lord Eld, speaks up and he says, this one, we're not sure of his name, but he can hear you, and, well, he can respond. Isn't that right, my friend? There's another single stomp from the foot.
Alright,
You
I have an idea.
Have a name?
You have a name, or are you
There's a
angry?
another single stomp, from the headless dwarf.
Give us a thumbs up for a yes and a thumbs down for a no.
He's stomping for yes. Single stomp yes, double stomp no.
Oh, okay, that works. Okay, is your name Henry?
2
No,
stomps.
we have to
Wait,
start
hold on.
alphabetically.
No, stop, please. We'll be here forever. Do you know Morse code?
2 stomps.
Fuck.
Pointed jar.
Okay, we
Battle.
start alphabetically. What is the first name? Aaron.
The headless dwarf's
Aaron.
hands go up to the stub of his neck, and he just sits back down.
I assume that Velka and Voda have spent the next 10 minutes going through names.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Stumpy.
The two frozen characters, though, they have a description. So right now there's the farmer with the pumpkin, there is the aristocrat who is a statue, there is the headless dwarf, there is the brown bear who introduces himself. He says, "Oh, by the way, my name is Bodger."
Not Badger.
No, Bodger. Not like those badgers.
Badgers. Bodger.
Bodger.
Badgers, what's your names?
They look over and they look over and in the middle of playing this like lovely little music, they say,
Well, I don't know if we've been given names. We were just
I'm
told to
calling them
play.
Chip and Dale.
We're just told to play.
Alright. Your BA, your DG, your ER, and your number 4.
No, it's Chip and Dale.
as you're all standing there,
Chip, Dale, Rescue Ranger. Those
Yeah.
are the 4 names.
as you're all standing there observing the badgers, you see that the table, which has, good amount of plates and a solid amount of these breakfast scrumptious things all over them, like cakes and sandwiches and things like that. You can see that they've been, eaten. There's space on the plates. There's maybe 1 or 2 things left. There is a popping sound, like a zip bunk, as suddenly the entire smorgasbord is filled back up again. And Lord Eld goes, refill time. Ooh, fresh cakes. And sits back down and starts eating.
I'll sit down as well.
Okay.
I want to try to think about what I just observed between the sound effects, the things, how they popped in. Does this seem like something that's being summoned or something that might be like being reset? I don't know how necessarily that could be determined, but there must be
I am
some.
also knocking every scone out of Velka's hand every time he picks one up.
Why are you like
Why are you
this?
such a hater?
What cunt?
Let the boy eat.
Because they've obviously been here a while. I'm wondering if...
They just popped up.
Not what I meant.
But
They smell fresh and lovely. They are tantalizing.
My munchies
You know-
are getting to me. I want one.
It has been a long time since I have been able to sit down and have a nice scone and a cup of tea.
Okay, but before you can have either, you must join the debate of whether the cream goes on first. Or what was it? What was it, Bodger?
Cream
Oh,
There's a jam.
Jam!
clotted cream should be applied before the jam.
All right. Well, now the argument started anew. I'm going to sneak off into the bushes to take a look around this place.
As you
The correct answer
as
is
you
that
sneak
take a
around.
bite and then squirt the cream into your mouth.
Ew, that sounds gross.
No,
The Lord says, that is quite uncouth. Don't you have any manners, my fairy friend?
These are my manners. I squirt a bunch of cream straight in my mouth.
Oh my.
Nutmeg's dead.
Right out.
Oh my god.
No, I have to agree with our bear friend here. Definitely the clotted cream and Zenzi jam.
Right, whatever.
I sink the floor first and I knock another one out of Velka's hand.
Why are you doing this?
I am
What-
completely preventing him from bringing anything to his mouth, just by the way.
Why are you like this?
Out of character reason, I don't know if they're stuck here or not, and I'm not taking the risk.
Oh no, there's a reason I'm not over there. Even though Zug would be the first one to jump at the free food.
As you're sitting down at the table, however, Velka, you notice that there is an odd package in the center of the table.
Ooh.
I
That's your
check my
cream.
pants to make sure it's still there.
It's
not.
There's a beautifully wrapped present on the table, and you see that there is a ornate egg that is hanging off of the bow on top of it, very well, and in a very elaborate and well-written handwriting, you see all of your names on it, and it has a note saying, "Please open from Sir Talavar."
Oh, that's the what was it?
little pseudo dragon.
Pseudo Dragon rescued. Yeah.
Yep. I will pick it up. Oh, it's a gift from Sir Talavar. He left it for us. How kind. And I will open it.
Okay, wrapped up nicely
I think
within
2
it.
steps away.
You see you find an item and a note that says, "Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you. Yours, Sir Talavar." And wrapped up inside of it is a small object that looks like a metallic tube, metal tube, hollow metal tube, about a foot long, and it has a little, another little metallic stick on a chain, hanging off of it.
Cool. He got us some chimes. Do I recognize what they might be at all, or?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, I can do that. If I can find it.
Great. You've seen these before. You've heard about them through writing or study. These are chimes of. It's a chime of opening. Basically, a lesser version of the object that Kiwi now has.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, I thought we saw one of those earlier. That's where it came from. Okay.
Yep. It's a chime of opening. We can open things with it.
Guys, we sequence breaks.
Yeah, and the box itself, after you finish opening it, goes poof and disappears.
Yeah.
Mr. Zug, as you make your way, oh, go ahead.
And then I'll grab
Mr.
another
Nutmeg.
scone.
Oh, you try to
Okay.
eat another scone?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna, if you keep it up, I'm gonna summon Jacques and Francois to assist with.
Yeah, I'll keep going for now.
You'll hear from the.
I'm using one of my Francois charges for this.
You'll hear from the bushes in the distance. I thought violence wasn't the answer.
By the way,
He's
as
not
you,
dead.
by the way, as you arrived at the palace, you all felt oddly refreshed. You got a long rest on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
Sure.
See, the long rest button works.
Oh man, I get a couple spells back.
So,
I
I
might
get-
use one of my
I
spell
get
slots.
polymorph back, which is the most important thing. I can go ape mode again.
I am
Go
still
Lily.
using the
Yeah.
Francois charge.
So you see that there is the other two that are frozen at the table that are like mid drink and mid eat is a halfling, and a large orc war chief, female orc war chief.
Muscle mommy.
Mhm.
Do they remind us or of any description we had of the League of Malevolence?
No, they do not.
No, I have those notes, so. But yeah.
They do
I
not.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I think we got like a bald dude left.
There's the necromancer looking dude. There's the vicious woman in armor.
Hmm.
Wait, where are they? Anyways, yeah.
Before we go back to Zug, the guests at the table, through conversation, they let you know that they've been here for, as they said, a long time, but they don't know how long. But they've been patient, knowing that Zyblina is busy. She's a busy woman, and they've been assured by the Badgers that their appointments will be they've been Zyblina has been made aware of their presence and that there are just others in line before them. They've been wandering the gardens, but have not entered the palace yet.
I look at the badgers.
Mm-hmm.
Who went and told Sabrina since they were here?
Ah, the badgers look at each other and look back at you. Well, the lovely Scabatha, of course.
Right.
Mhm. Oh, those are the loveliest bunch. They should have their names be Sweetness, Kindness, and Charity for all the good that they do here in Prismere.
I'm glad Zug's not here because he would vomit.
Endlin taught us how to play these instruments. She's so nice. Oh, also
fuck.
Beth Lorna crafted us these instruments. She said she crafted them by hand just for us.
I am
God.
actively choosing not to ruin their day.
Hmm.
Just like something being made by hand makes me think it's actually made of hands.
No, just the hands of children.
Yeah, it's child labor, whatever, man. It's capitalism.
That's capital. All right, Anne.
For the minds.
The
Resolved. Great way of putting that.
the badgers go back to playing, and the guests assure them. The guest, like Lord Eld, chimes in and says, "I'm sure that Zyblina will take our audiences in turn. I think I was first in line." And then once again, they just start getting in an argument. No, I was first in line. And then the headless dwarf just keeps stomping their feet angrily, and they're just kind of going. And then the scribe, the one with the scribe, with the scribing pen. Will, like, also is like, no, I was here first, I think. Bodger chimes in, no, me first. Me go in first when my turn. They just are all bickering amongst
But I
each
think
other.
the more important question is which is first, the jam or the clotted cream?
Jam, cream! Like, there's just now, like, a cacophony of them just, like, going up in just like, and Zug, you hear this loud argument once again as they start bickering about the jam and the cream. Zug, as you move around the garden, you notice that everything here is frozen, including things like pixies, frozen mid-air, suspended mid-flight. You notice that the stream doesn't move. The water is still in the stream, though it still shines in the light. You notice there's bees alighting from the flowers at your feet, pollen dangling from their legs as in mid-air, pollen bits, as they were taking flight into the sky. You look around and you just can see that, like, everything in here is eerily still. However, you do see that in front of you there is a tree that has gold glittering fruit, along with silver fruit next to it.
Where is this on the map?
Right in front of you.
Like right here?
There's a few of these trees. Many of the
okay.
trees bear gold glittering gold and silver fruit.
Are they also the trees also just static with like leaves being frozen in time?
Correct, yes.
I would like to inspect these fruit to see if they resemble anything I understand.
Yep. Give me a
Would it be
Arcana check. No, nature. Call it nature.
Oh, okay. That would be that roll plus 3, so that's 13.
Okay. You've never seen anything like these in the world. Fruit don't have golden and silver skins on them. It's fucking weird. Something's off about these things.
Yeah, I'm not touching them. I would just continue, probably, this would be in parallel with what's been going on with the tea time, but just do kind of a loop up along the creek. I would be stealthy, by the way.
Sure.
If that matters, just want to roll that ahead of time. 10, be consistent. I think I'm
You're
sneaky.
doing great tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sneaking
actually
through the
pretty-
bushes, it's kind of funny. As you, interestingly, like, as you, with that sneaking stuff, you can't help but, like, bump into a few of these things. As you move through the bushes and the grass and the trees among here, you accidentally, like, thinking you're sneaking, back up into one of the pixies that are mid-air, and they just kind of float and move a little bit.
Is it like a zero gravity kind of move, or is it like I just pushed them and then now they're stuck where they were?
Yeah,
Or
zero
like-
gravity kind of move.
Okay, so they kind of drift a bit. Ha! And this is clearly, I mean, I'm thinking back, this is just essentially the time lock that was done.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone here stuck at that moment. Thinking back to what we saw with the two guests who were stuck mid-moment, it looks like that's probably the same situation, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so the rest of these showed up after.
After the time lock, yeah.
Yep.
And then I want to take I think I'd probably walk up as far as like here, through the trees, bushes, whatever, looking around. I'll just move myself up there. About here. Staying as close to the bushes and trees. Is there anything else moving? Now that I know everything's static. I'm looking
sorry,
specifically
I just
for
went back
movement.
and read something. You run into a pixie and just fall, and you just bonk your head because they don't move. Things do not move.
Okay. They're like, it's like the immovable rod. They're
Yeah.
stuck at that place.
Yeah.
I'm curious, looking around at frozen stuff, I would assume at this point I've probably joined in the garden. Because
Okay, yeah,
I
just
didn't get my
perusing around the
scone.
gardens out here. Sure.
Yep. With my studies being into chronomancy specifically, if I'd
Right.
be able to pinpoint what this is exactly.
Yeah, sure. Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
And also, I just look for any movement broadly, like looking across the entire place. Not looking for anything specific, but just for movement. if you can do that.
Absolutely. So, looking around Velka, this is some sort of spell or some sort of magic that is beyond the power that you have ever thought you could have achieved with your studies. This is something of a massive scale that is, I would say, you could only dream of, and piques your curiosity.
It's like 10th level spell kind of a thing.
It's something that's you've never heard of anything like this. And I would argue that you would probably, realizing what your specialty is, I bet you feel intrigued of figuring out how it was actually done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll point that out. I've done a bunch of studying on chronomancy, and nowhere in my studies have I come across a spell of this magnitude. This is possibly beyond the mortals.
But who are you talking to?
Just people.
In general.
To himself, if anybody.
I mean, Voda dragged me away.
Oh, she did?
But
He's talking at me. I'm not listening.
Ah.
I'm talking in general to the group.
Oh, I thought you said
Just
you were
being like-
crawling through the garden. That's why I got confused.
No, I'm just walking around the garden. Like, Voda pulled me away. I'm guessing that we're not just standing still.
Well, I would love, you notice that these, that the individuals, as you kind of leave, they're like, you barely touched any of your food. More for us. Ta-ta! We'll see you inside whenever it is your turn. And they go back to eating and debating in the
Right.
tent.
If only I could have had a scone.
That does sound like a shame. Anyway,
Zug, you're looking around for anything that's moving. The water's not moving. You don't really see anything there. You do see across this like tiny little pond. As you get close, as you get closer to the pond, or sorry, to the stream, you do notice that it's basically like maybe like 6 inches deep. Very, very they're very, very shallow. But
It's
they're
frozen
not
in-
flowing.
So if I step on the water, is it solid?
So you step in the water, and as you do,
Well,
your
please fall,
foot
please
goes
fall.
through. Your foot goes into the water, but it feels like you're walking through soft dough.
Huh.
I have never done that.
Think of it's like walking through like oobleck.
man, you gotta try it.
Dough rhymes with toe for a
So,
reason.
but as you step into it, Velcro, you do notice something interesting that you go up to your mid shin, and any bit that kind of you splash out of there that attaches itself from whatever the dough quality of this thing becomes water again, and just
Then does it,
splashes down on top.
fall back down, and then does it like fill the hole and turn back into goo?
So no, it doesn't turn back into goo. It basically like the whole whatever hole like you've now walking through this thing. It's like you're walking through snow and leaving a path behind you.
Okay, but the fairy or pixie, sorry, that I ran into was immovable though, so
Correct.
that one cannot be. Okay.
So I'm just gonna experiment. So I would attempt to move one of the pixies, see that it's not. I would grab like a leaf and try and pull it off one of these bushes.
Okay.
Does anything happen, or does that stay stationary as well?
You can pull a leaf off of the bush.
If I let go of it, does it stay where I left it, or does it fall to the ground?
Falls to the ground.
So, does it seem like just the people are frozen in time?
No, all the
Everything
objects are
else is-
frozen in time. It just seems that all the objects in the environment are frozen, but it seems that that anything but the people or creatures are interactable.
Interesting.
This is so out of character, but God, do I want to set a bush on fire and see what happens?
Yeah. It seems that this temporal effect has some sort of preferential treatment towards living
Say-
entities.
At least sapiens. These are all living around us.
That's true. It has.
Well, with you here, maybe not for long.
I assume that it does not have much in the way of effect on objects, simply because it would take far more energy in order to do that. So it's sort of a how do I put it? It is an optimization of the spell.
Maybe. Or your ontology of this might be incorrect.
Zug, you see across the river from where you are a gleaming axe embedded in a withered tree stump near a bend in the stream.
Also looking frozen in time. I mean, it's an axe and tree stump. It's not exactly moving, but
No, the axe is just fucking dancing on that tree stump.
I expect
am-
it to sway in the wind, damn it!
I am curious. I'll do the same thing, kind of like do the shuffle through the creek to see if it leaves just a little bit of you say like a slice through it, where it's the water sort of.
Yeah. You leave behind a path.
And I'll go up to the axe, inspect it up close.
Sure. Yeah.
Looking for anything that looks unusual, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming it's just a wood axe.
You
tree
look
stump.
at it, and you can see that it has some. On closer inspection, you can see that the blade of the axe, the head of the axe, has some intricate looking.
All right. Well, what happens if I grab the haft?
What is your strength?
0 or 10, I guess.
You can't pull. You strain and strain and strain all you want, but it does not want to budge.
They call him Mr. Pasta after that.
That's. You know what? I'm feeling. Fuck it. I will wild shape for this.
Okay.
I want this axe now because I've been denied it.
What do you wild shape into?
Well, let's see. Well, I think the strongest thing is. I have a table somewhere. Oh, the table's in the thing
Be
now.
a wolf. Be a knockoff Dark Souls.
Yeah. Wait, where did it go? I had it on my
Soof.
character sheet.
Soup.
Wait, the music just stopped?
Nope.
No.
It's still going for me.
So, as you're searching for that, the rest of you are meandering around the garden. You do see there's these strange standing stones forming a ring in the middle of the small clearing. You can see that there are arcane sigils inscribed in the inward-facing side of each stone, and the guests tell you that that is how they arrived. You can look and you can see fairly easily that it is basically a teleportation circle. This is the way that these individuals from other planes of existence end up here at the in the Palace of Heart's Desire.
The stone circle, you said, or
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, so you can see that there is. It basically serves as like the teleportation circle. The arcane sigils are the sequence of the sequence needed to like teleport here if you want.
I don't know why I never thought the arcane or the teleportation circles could look different from each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they don't have to just be a circle on the ground. They could be something
Yeah,
else.
I don't know. I don't know why that didn't click before.
Sorry, I don't know. I think it has to do with my Bluetooth dongle dying. Anyways, it looks like it's working now.
Dongle.
Dongle. Sorry, I was looking for
Classic
on
dongle.
my sheet. There used to be a
Your
thing I
bio
could drop. Isn't bio? Okay.
Pretty sure.
I'll see it there. There was a drop-down menu for CR Beast options. Now I don't see it anywhere.
Was it when you're doing the character answer?
No, it was actually on like the map screen.
Oh, I'll fix it later. It was a thing. Yeah, there was like a.
Oh, okay. I have another table here. I will go with. I can do CR2 level 7.
Baka.
No, we're gonna go with a polar bear.
Okay.
Oh no, cave bear. Cave bear's
Cave
even
bear.
bigger, I think.
All
Yeah.
right.
So big old cave bear.
What's the cave bear's strength score? Just like it's not its plus or minus, but just its overall score.
My headset's still doing weird things, so if it drops,
Yeah, we're almost over here. Worry about it.
Its strength is 20 plus 5.
Jesus.
The 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So you from across the garden, you hear a as Zug wild shapes into a bear, takes the axe, I guess, in your jaws or in your
Yeah,
paws?
it would be probably Jaws as a cave bear.
He is seer.
Okay,
Yeah,
and you're
leverage
able to rip it out. And as you do that, you make that loud noise. You hear you hear the sound of something moving in this tower that is to your southwest. And as you do so, and as you hear that sound, you see that there is like you see a large steel iron creature hulking, what looks to be like a hulking lion made from iron.
Oh, lion in the heart. Okay.
And it jumps to the top of the tower and makes itself seen.
Oh. Fell lion.
And it just kind of stands there and looks over.
Illidan if he was in the alliance.
It looks over at you. It looks over at the polar bear with an axe in it. So you say jaws.
Yeah.
And with an axe in its jaws, and it flicks its tail with a. You can see it flicks its tail in irritation, and then descends back down into the tower.
He was unimpressed.
Looked like it was just heard something, went to like check it out, and then went back down.
Interesting. Okay, so it wasn't just like. Got it. Never mind. Mark down. I use a wild shape.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we're going to end for the evening. And as you have entered the Palace of Heart's Desire's grounds, seeing the massive castle before you and the adventures ahead, you all level up again to level 8.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can
we
fly.
did it.
I can fly now.
Oh no.
Quick question, because I didn't want to interrupt for this, but I'm really curious. What happens if I shape the water that's frozen?
Yeah, you're able to move it. Click it up. And
It
turns
just
into
acts like water?
Yeah, well, it acts like water. You shape it into water, and then whenever that spell like has a limited time period, right?
Yeah. I can just like plain move it.
Yeah, as you move it out, like you scoop it out, there is a visible scoop. Like if there's a spherical shape that you've taken out of it, there's literally now a spherical hole in the river or in the pond. And then wherever you move it, and then you like let go of the spell, it just splashes down upon the ground.
Huh.
Grass wet beneath it.
But none of the frozen water goes to fill up the space.
Nope.
Okay.
You can change its color and opacity. I just didn't realize the opacity part. That's interesting.
Invisible water.
Super clear water.
Thinking
Really
dirty
opposite.
water.
You can use it like to block like a line of sight for an hour.
That'd be interesting. Also, you could use it as a
You'd
shield.
have to do it twice. You'd have to freeze it.
All right, so Zug, you have a chime of opening, so I need to make sure everybody. Oh, also.
No, I don't have it.
No. I was just saying, there's that one thing. There's a chime of opening. I need to make sure that everybody. I'm gonna say show to players, so that's now in everybody's journal. That's now in the party items tab. Velka, I have fully figured out your Mechanist Masterwork Amulet. Amulet. So that's there. The other one is Voda. As you have spent some time with that item that you took from the bloodied corpse of Skyla, you now have her Eldritch Staff.
Ew.
So that is a magical staff plus 1 bonus. Has 10 charges, including the one that she used a bunch. Which is, you can use your reaction to expend 3 of the charges and turn invisible and teleport yourself along with any equipment up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space, and you remain invisible.
Now you just need to move the head of your paintbrush to this new staff.
Yeah.
Just tape them together.
Yep.
There you go.
And then, I'll just tell you now, Zug, you have found the notorious Woodcutter's Axe. It is a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and when you use this axe to make an attack against a plant, an ordinary plant, or a creature with the plant type, or a wooden object that isn't being worn or carried, the attack deals an extra 2d6 slashing damage on hit.
I hope you're ready for us to ask for the rest of the campaign
Is this
if something is a plant.
Actually, as a druid, I'm probably doing something with this. Don't worry about it.
Chopping off your dick.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Oh.
All right, cool. We have those guys there. And yeah, everybody, if you want to level up tonight, you can. Otherwise, it can be later on. Other things, Derpy and I are going on a mini vacation next week, so we will be back on Wednesday night. We will not be here on Tuesday. So if you want to do a sinning or a whatever on Wednesday, I'm down.
Is it a baby moon?
I'm assuming you don't want to prep for next Wednesday, so you're not running anything.
Oh, I'm down to run. I've prepped this entire thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I'm happy with anything.
You guys make the
You're
decision.
happy.
I've prepped, like,
Let's
you guys
go.
barely stepped into here, so there is, like, yeah, we got a lot of fun to have in this, in the Palace of Heart's Desire.
I would very much like to run, but
Yeah.
I will leave it up to.
No. I think that's a good idea. We skipped you
Do it.
this week, so that's absolutely fine.
Okay. I'm gonna be that guy one more time.
We can try.
Are there any alternative days
Maybe,
next week?
possibly. We can see if there's something that works on like Thursday or
Okay,
something, because we're taking.
yeah,
Erica and I
the-
are taking the week off.
Oh, okay. Are you guys going? You said mini vacation. Are you just doing like staycation, or are you going someplace?
It's when we plan to go to Hawaii, but we canceled that.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
understandably.
So Erica has the entire week off. We're just like, we decided that we're gonna do a baby moon staycation over at a one of those like glamping spots.
Nice.
Oh, interesting. Where? Or like just generally like which?
It's up in on the other side of like the Angeles Forest. So like, not even that far away. Like an hour, 2 hours drive.
That's fun.
And it's got like, it's a big old tent with like shower, stove, floor. Like it's Derpy will share the stuff.
Sure. Okay.
He's got floors, baby.
We're gonna take it's pet friendly, so we're gonna take Thumper, so we can have like another vacation with Thumper before baby.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. Also, my monitor turned off, and I think it's because I'll tell you more about that other fun stuff, but I'm ending the stream right now.